Hey friends, in today's tutorial I will be showing you all how I made my granny circle bucket hat. And this tutorial is very easy to follow, and all you will need to know is to do a chain, a magic circle, and also a double crochet. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started, and I hope you all enjoy the tutorial. For materials, I only used a total of 3 things, and the first one was this worsted weight yarn. It is normal weight, and I used about 2 skeins. And the next thing is my 5mm crochet hook, and of course some scissors. To start off the project, I'm going to be making a magic circle, and this is the easiest way that I have learned to do it. I know there are other techniques, but yeah. Anyways, afterwards I'm going to go ahead and chain 2. This chain 2 will be your first double crochet, and after that go ahead and make 2 more double crochets, so you'll have a total of 3 double crochets. Afterwards go ahead and chain 1. Now you will go ahead and make another set of 3 double crochets. You're going to repeat this pattern of 3 double crochets and 1 chain 1 afterwards for a total of 5 sets of 3 double crochet clusters. Alright, so now that the first row is complete, go ahead and slip stitch into the top of that first chain that you made, and just slip stitch, and now you have completed the first row. So to start the second row, go ahead and start by chaining 2 chains. And remember, this is going to be the first double crochet of the row, and afterwards I did 1 last chain, so a total of 3. And into the next chain space that you will go ahead and see, go ahead and make 2 double crochets. And this will be kind of hard to tell, but it'll be easier to see once you separate your 3 double crochet clusters from the previous row. So after you've made those 2 double crochets, chain 1, and into that same chain space that you went into, go ahead and make another 2 double crochets and then chain 1. So you'll go ahead and see that by doing this, you're going to be making an increase row. So again, into the next chain space after your next 3 double crochets from the previous row, make 2 double crochets, chain 1, and into the same space make another 2 double crochets and chain 1. Go ahead and do this for the entire rest of the row for row 2, and I will see you back for row 3. Alright, so now that we're at the end of row 2, go ahead and slip stitch to the second chain that you made in the beginning of row 2. And then once again, go ahead and chain 2, and this will count as the first double crochet for row 3. And now that we have done our increase row for row 2, the row 3 will be a regular row. So go ahead and make 2 double crochets, chain 1, and make another 3 double crochet cluster into the next chain space. After that, you'll make another chain 1, and you're going to repeat this pattern all over again for the remainder of row 3. Alright, so for the end of row 3, we're going to go ahead and slip stitch into the top of the chain 2 from the beginning of the row. And after you've gone ahead and slip stitched, go ahead and chain 3. So this will count as the first double crochet for row 4 and the chain 1. Into the next chain space, go ahead and make 2 double crochets. After that, chain 1, and into that same space, make another 2 double crochets, and then chain 1. Go ahead and repeat this pattern for the rest of row 4, because this row will be our increasing row. So again, 2 double crochets, chain 1, and then another 2 double crochets for every chain space. Alright, so now that we're at the end of row 4, you'll see that I have already made 2 double crochets, chain 1, and 1 double crochet. And now you're going to go ahead and slip stitch into the chain 2, the second chain from the previous row, or the beginning of the row. And now you go ahead and chain 2 and make 2 double crochets into that chain space. And now you will chain 1 and repeat this pattern all along the entire row 5. So again, chain 1 and make 3 double crochets and then chain 1. So once you are done with row 5, you will actually be repeating the same row 7 more times. So you should have a total of 8 rows with 3 double crochet clusters and chain 1. So after you have finally finished repeating row 5 for 7 more times, you should have something that looks a little like this. And now we will start row 13. So row 13 will actually be an increasing row, which means we will start by chaining 2 and make another double crochet into that chain space, chain 1 and make 2 double crochets into that chain space, chain 1, make 2 double crochets into the next chain space, chain 1, make another 2 double crochets into that same chain space. So go ahead and repeat this pattern all around row 13 until the very end. Alright, so for rows 13, 14, and 16, you will be doing the same pattern, which is chain 3, and in every single chain space you will be making 3 double crochet clusters and chain 1. Go ahead and do this for the entire rows 14, 15, and 16. Alright, so now that we're done with row 16, we can go ahead and slip stitch to our final piece and cut and tie off. Now the method that I like to do things is simply by pulling out the yarn and into the beginning stitch of your row, pull up your strand of yarn through it, and only through one side of the top loop from where the strand came from originally. Go ahead and pull the strand back through it, and it should look something a little like this, and it just gives it a sense of like a seamless finish instead of having a big knot at the end. So this is what the hat is looking at now that I've weaved in my end, and you can't even tell where the end is now. But yeah, this ends the tutorial. If you guys enjoyed it, please let me know down below and what else you guys would like to see from me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye!